Hey guys, next we're going to be talking about how to get good control and solid tone on a bass guitar in a live mix. So once again, this is on our Avid profile consoles that we have at the majority of our campuses. And today we're going to be using just one plugin. It's the Waves CLA 3A plugin. It's currently in slot 1 on the inserts up here in the top right hand corner of the screen on the bass channel. So quickly, we're just going to go quickly and recall in our Highlands Audio preset folder, we're going to recall the bass preset. And initially, this preset is just going to pull the peak reduction, which is also the threshold on a compressor, up to the point where it's compressing between 5 to 7 dB. Let's quickly listen to that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the bass quite a bit on top of the mix, just so that we can hear everything that's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and back off the peak reduction so we can hear what it sounds like without any compression. Now this bass sounds pretty good naturally, but in a large room, there's some low frequency room nodes that just resonate and rumble. Part of it is the sound system, part of it is the room, and we just want to use the tools that we have here with compression and EQ to control that a little bit. We're going to start out by going to the CLA 3A compressor, and I'm going to be controlling this compressor via the insert portion of the console. So I'm going to click this button that says insert mode, and then all the controls for this plugin are going to show up right here in the center section of the console. And I'm going to go to the reduction knob, and I'm going to slowly turn up the peak reduction, which is also the threshold, to the point that I'm getting 5 to 7 dB of gain reduction. So something like that. So right away we can hear that it's being controlled nicely. It's just sitting in a pocket a little bit tighter. Alright, now let's go to the EQ section of the console. Again, like I said before, there's nothing on it except for that compressor. No channel strip compressor, no expander gate. And I'm going to go quickly to the EQ. I've already determined in this particular room what frequencies are overbearing, what frequencies rumble and take over in the mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and boost those to kind of give you an idea of what I'm listening for, and then we're going to cut them out of the bass guitar. So this guy is just a little boomy and low-endy, and it specifically resonates really strongly in this room. So we're going to take that out. We're going to listen to this next frequency. It does pretty much the same thing in this room. Like I said before, every room is different. So you got to find the specific frequencies that are overpowering your room and your sound system. So we're going to pull those out a little bit. Alright, so now as we listen, there's a little bit of, I don't know, it's a boingy kind of sound. It's an kind of thing going on. And I'm going to boost that next frequency and just kind of sweep it around, see if we can find it. So that right there is pretty not good. Alright, that's feeling pretty good. On a lot of bass guitars, if the player is playing too aggressively, you might be getting some fret noise or some slap, like some ticking from the strings hitting the frets on the bass guitar. So to control that a little bit, I usually go ahead and turn the high frequency band into a shelf instead of a cue. And that's just going to control everything from, where do I have it set? From about 700 hertz up. And I can just slowly pull that down a little bit. It takes away some of the high end of the bass, but it doesn't necessarily affect the tonal nature of the bass. Next, I'm going to go ahead and mess with the cue on the bass guitar. And as I twist this, it'll either make the slope shallower and smoother, or if I go the other direction, it'll actually boost a frequency, which can be very beneficial. For lack of better terms, it gives you an extra little portion of EQ that you wouldn't have had from just a normal 4-band EQ. So now, of course, the bass is sitting on top of the mix pretty far because we pushed it up so we can hear exactly what's going on and take care of those frequencies. So let's go ahead and listen to it and settle it into the mix a little bit. Alright, that's feeling pretty good to me. Let me talk to you quickly about what I'm trying to accomplish with the bass guitar in my mix. The bass guitar is part of the foundation of my mix. Pretty much any song in this kind of an environment is built on a foundation of drums and bass. They kind of like hold everything together. And my bass guitar and my kick drum specifically hold the fort down on that low kind of low-end frequency stuff that just feels good. I want to make sure that that low-end stuff feels good and isn't too overpowering. And the other thing you got to think about when it comes to the bass guitar is it's also a tonal instrument. So I want to hear the notes that the bass player is playing. Every single note has the ability to tonally contribute to a mix. So if you look back at the EQ, it's one of the reasons why on that high shelf, I didn't just leave it flat like this. I twisted the cue to the point where I was boosting a little bit of that 700, 750. All by itself, it sounds pretty bad. It sounds kind of, I don't know, boingy or bouncy. But in the mix, it adds some tonal nature to the bass guitar. Let's go ahead and listen to that in the mix again, and just double check what we've done here so far. Alright, if you notice, now that the bass is settled in the mix, I've manipulated the EQ slightly differently from where we had it before, because every instrument and vocal plays together, so you just need to continually manipulate the tone to make sure that it's working the very best that it can in relation to all the other instruments and vocals and drums and all that fun stuff. This is just a quick snapshot on how I get my bass tone. Thanks so much for joining me today. We just absolutely love having you guys on the team, and really hope that this resources you in a way that is beneficial to you and helps you get a better mix overall. We love you guys so much. Have a great afternoon.
The universe, you're here with me.